Now that you have states like Texas cracking down on things like DEI, now that is happening, and universities are finding it hard to hide these people in other departments to continue doing what they're doing, will this eventually lead to some sort of a faculty exodus? Because, it's a fairly competitive landscape when it comes to, college professors. Christian Collins joins us, founder of the Texas Youth Summit. Are you concerned about that at all, Christian? Or are you maybe happily looking forward to people who support DEI programs leaving Texas universities?
Thank you so much for having me on. And I think this is really a nothing burger. I mean, there is actually great legislation in the Texas legislature. First, Senate Bill 17, authored by Senator Creighton, which went after the offices and hiring practices at public universities. Well, now there's another piece of legislation being put forth in this session. That one was last session. This session in the Texas House, if passed, would extend restrictions to academic courses, research, and student admissions. And so what we have is a climate that is really being pushed forward, where it's based on merit. It's not based on all this propaganda, and so naturally there are going to be some woke professors who want to leave. But in the end, that will mean that we have a more competitive job environment. We have better students in our university, and it's based on the right things: merit and integrity and work ethic, as opposed to political propaganda.
Let me also ask you while I have you about there's a lawmaker, I forget his name at the moment. Not important anyway. But there is a lawmaker that is proposing that, and we're going to talk about it, by the way, coming up at, actually, I do know his name, State Representative Andy Hopper. He has filed House Bill 2657 in the Texas House that would eliminate the Texas Education Association, the TEA. Do you think that's a good idea or not?
I think that's a great idea. And I mean, they're taking a page out of what's going on nationally. I mean, President Trump has given everyone a mandate, and he's signed executive orders attacking DEI and federal agencies and with contractors. And so what's happening on the state is an outpouring of what's happening on the federal level. And, Linda McMahon, once she's confirmed as Secretary of Education, she wants to dismantle the Department of Education. Okay. And so I love what I see from Representative Hopper, going after a lot of these restrictions that really just, they want to control. There's groups that want to control what's being taught, but really this should be it should be decided by parents and leaders of the community within the states, and that's what President Trump has wanted, and so that's what these legislators here in Texas are doing.
You know what? If that does happen, both at the national and the state level, that is really going to put a lot of school boards and a lot of superintendents on the hot seat, isn't it? Because they won't have any excuses anymore for the things that they're doing. They won't be able to blame the National Education Association and federal grants or the TEA and TEA policies.
Yes. I live in Montgomery County, Texas, and, what I've seen here is there's a group of mama bears that have gotten elected. There's 7 women who have gotten elected, and they're vigilantly watching, the curriculum, and they're vigilantly watching, what's happening in our school libraries. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of trash muck, pornography, that's being shown to children. And the focus really should be on math and science and helping students compete on a global level and in a global economy, really. And it's unfortunate that you have some woke librarians that have put forward these books. And so, what's happened in Montgomery County and what's happened in Cy-Fair ISD, Conner ISD and Cy-Fair ISD, that's going to happen all across the state of Texas, and that we're better for it. And so I love to see parents getting involved in the schools and taking action, because for so long this has been looked over. And we need people to rise up and stand up and do the right thing and protect our children.
You're right about that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Christian Collins, founder of the Texas Youth Summit.